Hey there, so you're thinking about making a move out here to Salt Lake City, but you're kind of still on the fence because you've heard some different things and you're kind of mulling things over. Well, you're in luck because today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 things, yes, 10 things that you should know before making the move out here to Salt Lake, and we're going to hop into it right now. Mariah Koehle here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your very first time here. I'm a licensed and active real estate agent here in the Salt Lake City, Utah area, and this channel is literally everything you need to know about eating, working, playing, sleeping, and living in the Salt Lake City, Utah area. If that is of interest to you, consider subscribing down below and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you are notified every week we drop a new video. We hear from people like you all the time who are looking to make a move, who are looking to relocate, buy or sell a property here in Utah, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making a move in a week, in a month, or even a year from now, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and my team and I would absolutely love to connect with you. About making a move out here to Utah, and like I said, you've heard some different things. Well, today we're going to hop right into 10 things. Yes, 10 things that you should know before relocating out here. Number one is simply the cost of living. Yes, the cost of living. Over honestly, the last 5 to 10 years, the cost of living has gone up here significantly in Salt Lake City. Salt Lake, I feel like used to be one of those kind of hidden gems where it was like, oh, you're moving to Salt Lake, or oh, hey, I heard, why are you moving to Utah? Why are you moving to Salt Lake? It's not like that anymore. People moving out here, there are so many different reasons that people are moving out here. And because so many people have found out about Utah and are moving out here, it has driven the cost of living up here significantly. If you are actually, and we have lots of people that are moving out and they first, decide, oh, I think I'm going to rent for a little bit. Just know that rent prices here have gone up significantly. An average is about $1,800 for, we're talking like an apartment. We're not talking a single family home, but about $1,800. So just know that the cost of living here has gone up a lot. Number two that you should be aware of is the climate. Yes, the climate here in Utah, I coming from California, I feel like here it's pretty extreme compared to, some Midwest places or up in Canada, whatever. It is not extreme at all. But winters, you can expect January and February to be cold. Yes, cold. There will be lots of snow on the ground. There will be lots of snow in the mountains. And you're typically looking at like high of about 30 degrees. So, and then the lows will get low. We're looking at sometimes 5 degrees, 8 degrees, 7 degrees, something like that. But just know it does get cold. January and February are typically our coldest months here in Utah. Summers can get hot. This summer was actually a very mild summer, but a lot of summers you're going to have in the 90s. You'll have a couple of occasional 100-degree days, but typically it's going to be in the 90s. However, it does cool down at night in the evenings significantly. So something to know is just the weather, and it can be extreme. 3 is the outdoor recreation. Yes, the outdoor recreation here in Utah is huge. People that are calling all the time, they're like, Mariah, we're really outdoorsy. We love being outside. We love, hiking and biking and skiing and snowboarding. We like doing all that stuff. So we're thinking about making a move out here. Well, if you are, you're in luck because Utah has so many things to do in the way of outdoor activities. If you have an active lifestyle, if you are into hiking and biking and skiing and snowboarding and paddleboarding and fishing, and I mean, really, I could go on and on. There are so many different things out here that lend itself very, very nicely to that. Something to know though, many times parks, ski resorts, depending on the day, depending on the month, they can get a lot of traffic, which is going to kind of lead me into number 4. But just the number of people that come in and the number of tourists that you will experience in some places here in Utah can be a little bit overwhelming for some. I know even taking our kids up when we want to go skiing on some of the holiday weekends, or even some Saturdays when you're going through Big and Little Cottonwood Canyon, some Saturday mornings, I'm telling you, it can get backed up for over an hour and a half just getting up to the various ski resorts. So just know that, yes, there are a million incredible outdoor activities here, but also know that the congestion, because of holidays and because of weekends and all of that, it can get backed up. Number 4, I just briefly touched on this, is simply the traffic. Depending on, like I said, the time of day, the time of year, the time of whatever it is. A lot of times people especially know this, 3-day weekends here or holiday weekends here can be kind of bananas in terms of people getting in and getting out of Utah. A lot of people here, Labor Day, Memorial Day, fall break, spring break, a lot of people take off and a lot of people leave, which is great because a lot of times there are fewer people here, but also just know the airports can get really congested during that time. Also the roads, many people love going down to St. George, Utah, which is about 3.5 hours away from Salt Lake, south of Salt Lake. People will go down there, visit the national parks, do all that stuff because it is typically warmer, especially during the winter months. So just know that that traffic and congestion, depending on the time of year, can for sure ramp up. Number 5 is the religious influence. Yes, the religious influence here in Utah is still predominantly members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I know a lot of people that have, reach out, they're like, Mariah, we're from here, we're from here. We're not members of that faith, but we are members of this other faith. How do you think that'll mesh? What do you think? Again, I can only speak from personal experiences, but many of these members that I have met are fabulous, and they will probably welcome you with a warm plate of cookies or brownies or something, or helping you unload your boxes into your new place. So just know, yes, it is predominantly, but there's camaraderie between everybody. Number 6 is the job market. Yes, the job market. People ask me about this all the time. Mariah, I'm an educator. I'm thinking about going down this route. Mariah, I'm in the tech industry. Mariah, I'm in finance. I'm working, all these different things. There are still a lot of jobs here. Job unemployment here is very low, less than 3%, which, the national average, it is much farther below the national average. So people are still moving out here simply because there's a lot of jobs. And I know a lot of people that have moved out here too have flexibility and are still able to work remotely, or sometimes they have to check in, hey, once a month I have to, fly out to these different territories because I'm a manager of these different things. So the airport is very close, to Salt Lake City. It's about 12 minutes outside of the city. So just know, if you're looking to, for the jobs, lots of jobs here in Utah still. Moving right along to the next one, and people ask me this all the time, Mariah, I hear about the air quality, tell me more. As you can see, today is a beautiful day. Sometimes the air quality is going to be a little bit more severe. Sometimes it's going to be moderate. Sometimes it's going to be mild. Sometimes it's going to be just great. Usually, typically, that air quality in the winter months, sometimes in the summer months, when that thick, smoggy, boggy air just comes in, sits right in the Salt Lake City, Utah area, right in that valley. It gets stuck until a storm blows it out. Actually, just yesterday, we had a storm that just kind of cleared everything up. You can see it's a little bit cloudy today, but it is, just a gorgeous day in general. So the air quality for most people is not a determining factor, but for some that have respiratory issues, it can definitely be something to consider. Next up, let's talk about education. Yes, education. I know for us personally, I talk a lot about this on here, family friendly, simply because I've got 4 kids, and that was a big deal for my husband and I when we made the move out here, is figuring out, what does the education system look like? Is it going to lend itself nicely to, our different kids at different age ranges? We have been so pleasantly surprised by all of the different things that the education system has had to offer our kids. I mean, my kids come home and they're like, Mommy, we just had STEM lab today and we made this in 3D printing and we did that. And I'm like, holy moly. Like, as a kid, I did not have any of those kind of educational opportunities and experiences. Same thing, music and art and PE and all the different things that are incorporated at the elementary level. I know my son now, he's a middle schooler, and he's out of middle school, and the things he comes home with, and he's like, oh, Mom, you should see our weight room, like the fitness room. It is incredible. And I went and took a tour of the school, and I looked, I'm like, oh my gosh, just saying, like, this fitness room, this weight room is actually nicer. I played college soccer, and it was actually nicer than our college soccer facility. So some of these facilities out here and the money that they are putting toward for education, I am totally blown away and very satisfied. Which, moving right on to the next one, like I said, I talk about this one a ton, but it is family friendly. Something that you need to know if you are thinking about making a move out here. I know for us, again, personally, family friendly is a big one. People, I mean, I'm telling you, like all over the place, it's like, oh yeah, bring your kids. Oh yeah, of course, bring your kids. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Like kids are welcome here too? It just seems like there's so many, like I said, educational opportunities. There are so many different things within the community of, running clubs for the kids and, soccer and football and baseball and basketball. I mean, like if you are into sports and recreation, in terms of music, I have never seen so many different musical opportunities too, of like, hey, private lessons for this, or there are actual music studios around that you can take your kid and, they can learn how to play the piano or the guitar or all these different things. So the number of the number of family friendly activities and opportunities here, we have been beyond satisfied, and just something that else that you should know. And last but not least is a sense of community. I know I talk about this one a lot here, but each city has their own, really community. A lot of the neighborhoods have their own communities. I know one of the things, I had one family that moved out here, and they moved out from the East Coast, and they cannot stop talking about, they're like, Mariah, for the 4th of July, like our neighborhood, they have food trucks that come in, and then they do like a neighborhood parade, and then they do all these super fun things. And they're like, we never had this where we were living before. So a lot of the neighborhoods, a lot of the communities, they do a lot of different things. They have, most of the cities have some kind of days, like whether it's Highland days and Alpine days and Salt Lake Day, like they just have all these different community days, throughout the year, of different things that, they have, people participate. Same thing like Swiss days, that is in Midway, and Park City days. And just really community driven, and it makes it so fun for everybody, really. So hopefully these 10 things, I know we talked a little bit about traffic, we talked about cost of living, we talked about education, really talking about, the education and family friendly and the job market here. Utah has a lot to offer if you are thinking about moving out here, but again, it's not for everyone. So if you are thinking about making a move, relocating out here to the Salt Lake City, Utah area, my team and I hear from people like you all the time, and we absolutely love it. So feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we would absolutely love to chat with you and see how we can help you out. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.